Hey guys, welcome back. Drip and Farm for Profit. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all drip ecosystem related projects. And in today's video, we're addressing a statement in another video that was, I'm assuming, directed at me, but there's no context like directly, but we're going to address that because I have heard of this book before and until now had never researched it. So I want to add my thoughts because I actually did do some research on it and want to share my thoughts and opinions on it. So this person said, Ray talks about protocol never outshining the master. All drip tubers should take a hint. These specific individuals still put out daily content causing dissatisfaction with the community, but invest in and rely on the same protocols, creators, and a controller. So what he's referring to, he or she, is the statement that I've heard Ray say and then reference the 48 laws of power. So I highly recommend reading this book. So I did actually read it, but I'm pretty sure this person who said this probably didn't even read the book and has no idea. They just regurgitate things and have no idea what it actually means. But me, being a steward of knowledge, I like to actually read things and do the research. And luckily, if you are so inclined, you can actually get the book on YouTube and listen to it at 3.5x like I did and get through it pretty quick. So you can actually Google 48 Laws of Power. I was going to buy it through Audible, but hey, it was already there. Then I went ahead and read the summaries from the author himself, Robert Greene, explaining it. Then this cool little animation. And then he's also got a really good interview with wordsmith psychology mastermind Jordan Peterson. So if you want to read that. But anyway, the point of this is that I went and did a dive into this, and when I originally, like just initially, before I even read it, I did a search and came across this summary of the 48 laws. So I was like, this was my first research before I went looking for the book. I did this, and then like the very first one is never outshine the master. So I was like, okay, so that's definitely in the right spot. And that already rubbed me the wrong way because I don't even agree with this at all. So before I dissect the book, I'll start you on the journey that I went and embarked on, because I've heard it multiple times from Ray and didn't read it. And then doing some research, I came to this first. And the very first law is always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please or impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your master appear more brilliant than you are, and you will attain the heights of power. Like, that automatically rubbed me the wrong way. I don't use the word master at all. Even when I was teaching martial arts, I didn't have anyone call me sensei or master. I went with senpai, if you're familiar with anime, which just means like senior student, because I feel like I'm always on a journey towards learning. Even my own instructor, we just called sensei, actually called him coach. More endearing in my opinion. But yeah, I don't resonate with this vernacular at all. So I was already like turned off and had a negative connotation towards the book. But again, that just meant I had to do some more digging to actually read into it. So in this video, we're going to explore basically arguments for and against the principles outlined in the book. And we're going to examine some historical figures, business magnates, and some celebrities who embody these qualities to strengthen the arguments on both sides. Because at the end of the goal, my goal at the end of this is that you go out and read the book and then decide how you want to apply this. Because as with any great literary work, it all depends on how you use it. So there's, to me, some great nuggets in here, and there are also some things that I was completely against and did not agree with. And even when you listen to the author, he tries to explain that from his perspective of what he was trying to address, but I don't want to spoil that for you. You need to research that on your own. But the 48 laws of power argue that it provides valuable insights for ambitious individuals seeking to navigate the complex world of power dynamics. Law 3, conceal your intentions, emphasizes the importance of maintaining a mysterious aura, enabling individuals to wield an influence without revealing their true motives. One notable historical figure who exemplified this law was Queen Elizabeth I of England. Queen Elizabeth I skillfully concealed her intentions and played the courtly game to maintain control over her realm, successfully protecting her power during a time of immense political instability. Law 15, crush your enemy totally, highlights the need to neutralize threats completely. A modern example of this principle in business is seen through Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. Elon Musk relentlessly pursues and dominates the electric car market and space exploration industry and demonstrates his commitment to crushing competitors and solidifying his dominance. Now, critics argue that the 48 laws of power promote manipulative and morally questionable behavior, such as Law 4, always say less than necessary, which encourages individuals to be cautious with their words. However, proponents of open communication argue that transparency and authenticity are vital for building trust and meaningful relationships. 44th President Barack Obama is renowned for his ability to connect with people through genuine and open communication. His speeches conveyed empathy, sincerity, and challenge the notion that one must always say less than necessary to maintain power. Law 28, interaction with boldness, encourages individuals to act boldly to instill fear and gain control. However, advocates of collaboration and empathy argue that fostering trust and cooperation leads to long-term success. One notable example is Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul and philanthropist. Oprah Winfrey's approach, characterized by compassion and uplifting others, has earned her immense influence and success. Her focus on empathy challenges the notion that power can only be obtained through ruthless boldness. Now, I'm not going to go through all 48 laws, but the point I want to get at in here is that you can find some pieces for and against on both sides of the aisle in here, depending on, where you sit. And like I said, initially, this first one already rubbed me the wrong way. So I was like, well, let me go through here and see what this is all about. So that's why I read the book, watched the interviews and all that stuff. But there are some ones in here that I don't particularly align with. And I'm just going to highlight some of them because I want you guys to come out and research this yourself and decide what type of leader you want to be, or what type of person who seeks power you want to be, because there are good principles in here that you can use, and there are also some that are good, but it could be used the wrong way. So such as concealing your intentions, we talked about that. Cultivate an air of honesty in one area to disguise dishonesty in another. Kill three birds with one stone. Appear friendly, conceal your intentions, and send your rivals on time-consuming wild goose chases. Now, granted, there's a lot of Machiavellian approaches to this, and this is definitely much more applicable in the traditional cutthroat business world. So I don't see it as definitely stuff like, outshine the master and all this stuff. I don't see these as necessarily needed in the day and age we live in now to the same degree that they were before. But here's one that I thought was positive. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Establish a reputation for one outstanding quality that sets you apart and gets other people to talk about you. That's something I believe wholeheartedly in, because that's something that it takes a long time to build and can be quickly destroyed based solely on your actions. So let your actions speak louder than your words. So that is one I think is very valuable. Get others to do work for you, but always take the credit. Use your wisdom, knowledge, and the legwork of other people to further your own cause. The credit for an invention or creation is as important, if not more important, than the invention itself. Keep your creation quiet until you can be sure there are no vultures circling overhead. I detest this one personally. As you guys know, I believe in collaboration over competition. And I also believe if your idea is so shitty that all you can do is keep it to yourself because you're afraid somebody else will do it better than you, then it sucks. Like, if your idea is great, you can share it with someone and no one will be able to implement it better than you. As Tom Bilyeu, my mentor, says, there's always room for number one. So if the only edge you have is that you thought of it first, then you're not good enough to implement it, and you need to swallow that pride and start all over. That's something I believe, but hey, to each his own. That's somebody else. This laws of power believe otherwise, and that can definitely work. So nothing wrong with that, but that's just not the approach I take. Again, another one in green that I agree with. Win through your actions, never through argument. It is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. Demonstrating your point is more effective and powerful. So back to actions speak louder than words. Law 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. To maintain your independence, you must also always be needed and wanted. The more you are relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people depend on you for their happiness and prosperity. You have nothing to fear. Never teach them enough so they can do without you. Again, this goes against everything I believe in. That old adage, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man the fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. I would much rather teach a man to fish. And another one that I've heard is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, but you can make him thirsty. So find a way to make them thirsty. That's, to me, the real power is sharing that knowledge and empowering others to do so. But not everybody believe in that, because their power is derived on the inferiority of other people. And to me, so some of these principles are based on the scarcity mindset. So if you live in a life of scarcity, or the limited mindset versus a growth mindset, you guys heard me talk about that, then a lot of these principles would definitely apply. And of course, during the cutthroat era that they talk about with like Napoleon Bonaparte, Queen Elizabeth, and all that stuff, where you have people literally trying to kill you and sabotage your kingdom. Yeah, I think a lot of this was extremely applicable, but I don't think it carries the same weight anymore, in my opinion. Again, not shooting down people who embrace these principles, you know, to a T, or to others who choose to, you know, do, like I said before, the Bruce Lee quote, take what is useful and discard what is not. And I'm not gonna go through all these, but that's actually how they close out the last one. It's be formless, which is a group Bruce Lee quote, which is basically be like water. So by taking a shape, by having a visible plan, you open yourself up to attack instead of taking a form for your enemy to grasp. Keep yourself adaptable and on the move. Accept the fact that nothing is certain and no law is fixed. The best way to protect yourself is to be fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order. Everything changes. So they don't have the Bruce Lee quote here, but he's known for talking about that. So maybe he was talking about this 48 Laws of Power came out in the 1990s, but again, they're based off of Machiavellian principles, so could be some similarities there. But anyway, the whole point of this was to highlight the complexities of this book and hopefully get you guys to look into it, and then also look to your leaders and who you want to be as a leader, and what principles maybe you could put down and others you could pick up, or people you're following, which ones they embrace that you don't like, or ones that they do that you do like, you know. But back to the very first one, I don't believe in this one at all. Never outshine the master. There's no masters in my world besides the one and only, that I'm a Christian. So I don't give this title to anyone. They place no man above you. So everyone is equal, especially in this DeFi realm. I'm definitely not going to call anyone a master or give any kind of sovereignty to a particular entity because they wrote a code or something like that. So you guys may disagree with that, but yeah, this was the first law of the book, and that was also what the person addressed in here. So yeah, I don't align with that at all. And yep, to those that do, good on you. That's the beauty of being an individual, clear thinking, free thinking person. But to each his own. So I do like some of these principles in this book, and do highly recommend you guys read it so that you can understand it as well. So that's all I got. Hope that provided some value, some clarity, and of course gave you some more insight on who I am and who I aspire to become. And if you don't like it, you know where the unsubscribe button is. Hit the thumb down on your way out also. For those that did find value, smash that HBO special, help a brother out. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.
Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Forex Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will use a referral bonus as airdrop, donate, or earn based on community feedback. Sign up now.